April of 2020. I was rushed back from Courchevel because the borders were closing, because we were engulfed in a pandemic crisis, which at that point in time wasn't apparent to me. And it was doom and gloom from then on. Everybody was miserable. And it seemed like, quite apart from the ongoing climate crisis, now there was a health crisis. But quite aside from that, there was this amazing optimism because there was disruptive tech. And in March 2020 or April 2020, SpaceX would return NASA astronauts back into space, and that would launch the first commercial space travel concept. And I sat bolt upright, and suddenly I felt so energized. I felt, hey, I have to be a part of this, but how? And so I got my pen, I quickly, furiously wrote lyrics, and I wrote lyrics to the song
Humanimate. I mean, first reaction was, is there a typo somewhere? Literally, Humanimate. What is Humanimate? And as always, the more Susan explained, created new genetic code, human and inanimate. This was very exciting to think about.
We have entered a new age of synthetic biology, and now we can digitize all of our genetic codes.
I have the deepest regards for Susan, as I've discovered in the creative process with her, is that she's willing to tell the big story. She's not willing to make it into a small, simple piece of information, but she's willing to turn it around to a bigger story so the world actually knows what goes on into bringing on artificial life.
Going forward in the world, it's a partnership of man and machine. As we explore new spaces, as we move on, as we battle climate crisis and all that, it's increasingly going to need a partnership of human and artificial intelligence, of biological life as we know it, and synthetic life. It's so wonderful for me to be able to tap on the expertise and the talent of the different composers. Ron Danziger, who started composing as a medical student in Melbourne, Australia. And Ron is a neurologist now at Cedars-Sinai. And he has created for me in this cosmic Rhapsody, the incredible song Humanimate. You just have to listen to it to understand it. It's just phenomenal.
And what I wanted to do really with Humanimate is, so it starts off as kind of, this classic minor key, almost Broadway number, where the planetary scientist is singing about the kind of potential of synthetic DNA. And then once he's made his discovery, it then transitions into this more kind of rock opera format. We have the cocktail of building blocks. We get that a bluesy style that kind of gets injected, and then I draw after that. I draw it back to the kind of the traditional Broadway. So I think it was nice to kind of play around with different styles of music, even within one song, to kind of show that journey of discovery.
This is into, Humanimate, where you have, I think one of the sources of inspiration for that song was that, with humans, there is this kind of mortality where you feel that, your life will eventually come to an end. But with Humanimate, with the combination of human and inanimate, you kind of have this way of kind of extending yourself into space, and thus expanding your life.
Yeah, and I think what's interesting about Humanimate is kind of we explore this area of synthetic DNA, and it kind of follows the journey of one of the scientists as he kind of creates the Humanimate, constructs the synthetic DNA, and then has his kind of aha moment as the kind of Humanimate is born. And I think I definitely tried to mirror that through some of the music.
How did you feel you created that and constructed that through the melody and kind of the different genres incorporated into Humanimate? Because it is quite a complex song with many different layers, and altogether it's not just a pop song, it's not just bluesy. It has so many different elements.
Yeah, so I kind of drew inspiration, I think, from some of the older kind of rock operas, a lot of the things that come out of the 60s and 70s, like The Who's Tommy and, some of the early Andrew Lloyd Webber things like Jesus Christ Superstar, how they incorporate, elements of the dramatic and kind of traditional, Broadway styles, but then there's also this kind of rock component.
But what I find really cool as well is the beginning of the song, the dialogue that goes on. And, how you have the heartbeat and actually putting on the sound, replicating that sound.
Yeah. So, I mean, what I wanted to do as well is also, it is a song about synthetic DNA. So I did want to have some elements in the song that were also felt a little bit synthetic as well. There are kind of interesting effects, and then we have quite more non-traditional things like starting with a dialogue, and then, as soon as the scientist turns on the heartbeat of this creature he's created, the heartbeat transitions into the song, which I think is cool to kind of intersect the synthetic with the non-synthetic, even in the music itself.
Yeah.
Alien genomic file teleported. Genetic code ATGC. Expanded alphabet SBPZ. Hachimoji achieved. I repeat, Hachimoji achieved. Heartbeat acquired.
The year is 2035. An alien genome is being teleported back to Earth to be deciphered in a special facility. Expectations running high. An alien with expanded alphabet. Watch its birth, see what transpired. A stroke of ingenuity.
I am Humanimate. Humanimate. Am I am Humanimate. Humanimate. Am I?
We have achieved Hachimoji. I repeat, we have achieved Hachimoji.